They said I was just loitering in a park I owned. It started like any other Sunday. Warm breeze, blue sky, the kind of afternoon that makes you grateful just to breathe. I had Maya on my shoulders, her little arms wrapped around my forehead, giggling as we strolled toward the playground near Oakview Circle. She wanted the swing, always the swing first. And I gave her 15 minutes when she asked for 10 because that's what dads do when they don't get to slow down often. She was squealing with laughter, pink sneakers lighting up every time I pushed when the storm came wearing yoga pants and carrying a phone like a badge. "Excuse me," she said, didn't even introduce herself. "Are you here with someone?" I smiled because that's what you're taught to do when you're a black man trying to keep things calm. "With my daughter," I said, nodding to Maya. Her smile didn't move. "Is she yours?" That's when Maya stopped swinging. "Yes, she's mine," I said, voice steady. She scanned me like a bouncer at a club, eyes pausing on my tattoos on the necklace with my sister's initials. The scar above my brow, her tone sharpened like a blade. "This is a private community, you know. For residents. We live on Cypress and Foxglove, Townhouse 18. I said, bending to retie Maya's shoelace. "Well, she said I am the HOA president. I know every family here." "Never seen you," I shrugged. "We keep to ourselves." She didn't like that. Out came the phone. "I'm calling security," she said loud enough for the other moms to hear. "There's a man here refusing to identify himself with a small child. Something doesn't feel right." Maya looked up at me confused. "Why is everyone staring?" "Just grown-ups being loud," I whispered, pulling her close. But it didn't stop. Security showed up. Two kids in oversized polos trying to act like real cops. They asked for ID. I said I didn't carry it when pushing my kid on a swing. Then came the police. Officer Harlan Reynolds' fresh, shaved, hard eyes walked up like I was already guilty. "Sir, step away from the child." I didn't move. "She's 5, I said, and scared. "You need to comply." Now, the woman Karen, I heard someone whisper, was filming everything like she was documenting a zoo exhibit. "He refuses to show ID," she said into her live stream. "He could have kidnapped her." People need to see this. That word "kidnapped" hit me like a slap. Maya flinched. I felt her tiny heartbeat against my neck. I spoke low, looking right into the officer's eyes. "You're making a mistake. I suggest you call your supervisor." Karen snorted. "He's bluffing." But I wasn't. I pulled out my phone slowly, deliberately, and dialed one number. "Put it on speaker." "This is Mayor Angela Lowe," came the voice on the other end. Reynolds blinked, Karen's mouth opened like she swallowed a bug. "Mayor," I said, "we have a situation at Oakview Circle. Thought you might want to be present." "I'm on my way," she said, and hung up. The playground got quiet, real quiet. Karen looked around, still clinging to her performance. "What kind of person just calls the mayor?" she hissed. But I didn't answer. I leaned down to Maya. "We're going to be okay, baby." 20 minutes later, black SUVs rolled into the cul-de-sac like something out of a courtroom drama. Mayor Lowe stepped out, heels sharp, hair immaculate, eyes like truth. Behind her came an attorney, tall, elegant, carried a folder thicker than most egos. Karen tried to intercept. "I'm the HOA president," she snapped. The mayor didn't even glance at her. "Officer," she said calmly. "Why is my friend being detained in his own neighborhood?" Reynolds stammered. "We received a call, concerns about a child's safety." That child, Patricia the attorney said, it is Maya Bennett. And the man holding her is her father, Elijah Bennett, CEO of Bennett Community Holdings, the company that owns the Oakview townhomes. Karen's face drained. "He owns?" "What he owns?" "Your house," Karen Patricia said, handing her a lease agreement. "Check the name under the LLC. You signed it 8 months ago. You could hear a bird sneeze. It got so quiet." "You never asked his name," Mayor Lowe said. "You just saw a black man pushing a child, an assumed criminal." "That's not safety. That's profiling." Karen scrambled. I was protecting our children from a father the mayor shot back, or from your own discomfort. Other residents started stepping forward. I remember, said an older Asian man. She called security when my nephew visited last spring. She asked if I was the nanny, said a Latina woman near the sandbox. Karen spun in a slow circle looking for someone, anyone. I'm being mine to back her up. No one did. The attorney opened her folder again. In the past year, she said 67 security complaints were filed by Ms. Henderson. 9 were against people of color. 2 were confirmed valid. The rest fabricated, and one included a doctored audio file to simulate a noise complaint. Karen gasped. That's a lie. No, I said, finally speaking, that's the truth you built. One assumption at a time. And then I added, quiet but sharp, you lease your home. I own it. The moment cracked. Some residents turned away ashamed. Others looked like they were seeing me, really. Seeing me for the first time. Karen tried to salvage it. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. You just never thought you'd be held accountable, I said. A week later, she was no longer HOA president. Her real estate license under review. Her social media deleted. Her porch light hasn't come on since. But that's not the story I wanted to tell. The story I want to tell is about Maya's garden, the sign we placed by the playground, with her name carved into gold. A place where every child belongs. I want to tell you about the town hall we held, where neighbors, some ashamed, some brave, stood up and told the truth for the first time. I want to tell you how we changed the rules, made reporting transparent, and wrote in penalties for bias, for profiling, for concerns born from fear instead of fact. I want to tell you about the Thompson Foundation. Yeah, I named it after my mother, where we offer legal aid to families like mine. So no father has to carry proof of his humanity in his back pocket. This isn't about revenge. It's about building something better. Because I stayed. I stayed for Maya, for the other kids, for the mom who whispered thank you when no one else was listening, for the HOA board that's now led by a woman who once cried watching my daughter hold a flower instead of fear. 6 months later, Oakview doesn't just look different, it feels different. But let's be honest. This could have ended another way if Maya hadn't cried, if a crowd hadn't gathered, if I hadn't had the mayor's number in my phone. So now I'll ask you, plain and simple, if you had been there watching a father being accused of kidnapping his own child, would you have spoken up? Because silence is a choice, and the future is watching. Let us know in the comments. Have you ever seen something like this? What would you have done? What does safety mean in a world where people still get judged by the color of their skin, not the content of their actions? Drop your thoughts. Share your truth. Let's make the next playground feel like home for everybody.